We're moving in this house. People who get in the way should get out. I burst out laughing. Don't you guys know? My name is Martin. I'm a 27-year-old office worker. I've been working for the company I started working for after graduating from college for 5 years. I have been given a lot of responsibilities and I keep myself busy. Every day is hard work, but I find it rewarding, and there is another reason why I am working so hard. That is my wife, Kristen. Kristen is a colleague who works at the same company as me and is 1 year my senior. When I first joined the company as a new employee, she was my trainer, which brought us closer together. At first, we were simply colleagues, but when I started to get used to my job, she started to approach me more. No, perhaps she was waiting for me to become independent. Actually, I was secretly attracted to her, so I was happy when she confessed her feelings to me. When I turned 25 years old, in my 3rd year in the workforce, she and I started dating. We started dating while keeping it a secret from everyone. I was happy to see her every day at work and to date her after work and on weekends. I was able to have a good work life and a good personal life, and I was very happy. We continued to date well. She and I kept our professional and personal lives separate, and we both did our jobs well. When we were both busy with work, we sometimes worked overtime together to share the workload, and I think we had a very good relationship. Then one day, the people at work found out that we were dating. It was Christmas Eve, and we were walking together in the city. We were holding hands, and one of my coworkers saw us. Well, it's no wonder he thought we were dating since we were alone on Christmas Eve. But he made fun of us at first. Although we were teased at first, everyone supported our relationship because we were a perfect match for each other. I think it was also due to the fact that we both worked very hard at our jobs without mixing our personal and professional lives. Because we had solid results, our bosses didn't say anything to us. We continued to date well after that. And now, after 2 years of dating, she proposed to me. No matter what kind of future I have in store for me, I will always have you by my side. So, I want you to live your life with me. Please, marry me. Let's live our life together. I was so happy to hear her wonderful proposal that I almost fell over. I think of her looking at the engagement ring at home for a while, grinning all the while. Then we immediately went to see each other's parents. First, we went to her parents' house. Nice to meet you. My name is Martin. Hey, you are too good-looking to be marrying my Kristen. No, it's not like that. No, you don't have to say that. That's right. You really are too good for Kristen. Hey, Mom, Dad, you both put me down too much. Her parents were very friendly, kind, and funny. They smiled at me and talked to me and made the whole thing enjoyable from start to finish. Your mother and father are very nice people. I'm glad you said that. Now it's my turn, huh? I'm nervous about meeting your father. My father is also very kind, so you don't need to be nervous. No, but I'm still nervous. Will he approve of our marriage? I've decided to marry you, so it doesn't matter if he approves or not. Besides, he's not the kind of person who let his own opinion stop his son from getting married. I see. That's a relief. She was a little relieved, but still seemed quite nervous. Then came the day when she came to my parents' house to meet them. Did you sleep last night? I know you've been teasing me for a long time by asking me. I couldn't sleep. I knew it. While talking like that, we walked a few minutes from the nearest station to my parents' house. Hi, thank you for coming. My mother welcomes us. It's nice to meet you. My name is Kristen. Thank you for supporting me and Martin. Oh my God, you look so nervous. Yes, she is. She was very nervous when we got here. My mother and I laughed, and Kristen also laughed and seemed to relax a little. And when we went to the living room, my father was waiting for us. Kristen greeted him politely, just as nervous as before. Father smiled kindly. "Hi, nice to meet you. I am Martin's father." He returned the greeting. Kristen seemed relieved because he returned her greeting with a smile. From then on, things proceeded in a very friendly atmosphere. "Kristen, please take good care of my son, will you?" "Yes, of course, I will take good care of him." After saying this, my father and Kristen shook hands firmly. I washed with a smile on my face. After that, we proceeded with the topic of the wedding preparations, and then both of our families met with each other. Both parents were smiling a lot as they greeted each other. In the midst of all this, there was another person from our side of the family who was meeting Kristen for the first time. "Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Dylan." "Kristen, you are beautiful." That's how my brother Dylan spoke to my fiancé. He is 5 years younger than me and is now a 22-year-old college student. He is still in the student mood, so he is a little high-spirited. But Kristen is a good communicator, so she responded to Dylan. "Oh, that's the first time anyone has said that to me. Dylan, you flatter me so well." No, you're too modest. Kristen's a good person. You found a nice girl, bro." "I know. My brother has a good temperament and easygoing personality, so he will get along well with someone like Kristen who can adapt. Kristen is an only child and has no siblings, so I hope she will get along with my brother." The meeting went well, and the atmosphere was very nice. A few months later, Kristen and I got married. We talked a lot about the wedding and were very happy with the way it turned out. We were happy that everyone at work and our friends congratulated us. After that, we went on our honeymoon, and after returning to the States, we started our new life. I was so happy to be able to live with my beloved wife. Every day when I wake up in the morning, my wife is next to me, and when I go to bed, she is there. Moreover, we work at the same company, so we can go to work together. We were really happy to be together all the time. Since we both work, we also share the housework. My wife is a good cook, better than me, I think. Even simple dishes such as curry or beef stew are very tasty because of the extra efforts she puts into them. I was happy to have a wife who was fun to be with and a good cook. We cooperated with each other and did housework and worked well together. People around us at work praised us as a couple. When we were not working, we mainly enjoyed watching movies, which was our common hobby. We loved foreign movies, and I think we watched 23 movies in a week. So we watched quite a lot of movies in a year. What should we watch on our next vacation? Thinking like that, I often visited movie review sites during my lunch break. We were very happy in our marriage. However, about 3 years after we got married, something happened to change our life. It was one day on a holiday. The intercom rang and I opened the front door, thinking it was a delivery person. However, the person in front of the door was unexpected. "A long time no see." "Dylan, what's wrong?" "Can I stay here today?" "What?" My brother came out of the blue and asked me to stay here, without letting me know beforehand. "Even if you say that, it's difficult." "Please, I don't have anywhere else to go." "What? What do you mean?" I didn't understand what he said. As I was asking him that, my wife came over from the living room. "What's up, Dylan? It's been a while." "Kristen's here." "Don't talk at the door, come on in," she said and led my brother to the living room with his luggage. "That's very kind of you, Kristen." I would have ended the conversation at the door if I could have. If it had come all this way, I would definitely have stopped right there. "Dylan, I want to hear the rest of what you just said. What do you mean, you have nowhere else to go?" My brother had graduated from college, got a job, and started living alone. So he should have a place to go. But I couldn't afford the rent. Why is that? What about your job? I didn't like it, so I quit. I mean, it was a great job you got there. You've been with them for 3 years, right? Then you could have kept going for a while longer. I quit that place a long time ago. What? I quit the part-time job. Wait a minute. How long did you work there before you quit? I think it was before Thanksgiving. Isn't that about a month? Why didn't you tell me something important like that? Come on, don't get angry with me like Dad did. Apparently, he went to our parents' house first. When he told his father everything, his father was furious and turned him away. Of course, he was angry. How selfish you are. Well, Martin, calm down. Dylan must have had a lot of trouble making that choice, didn't he? Don't you feel sorry for him if you get mad at him? My wife has been trying to take a neutral position, but that will only make my brother get carried away. Kristen, you're so cool. I've never had someone to defend me before, so I'm glad. Well... Kristen, please. Please, let me stay here today. My brother pleads. Then, my wife said, yes. I could only sigh. Yay! Thank you. With that, he went to the guest room to put his stuff down. Kristen, you're being a little too nice. Yeah? I don't think so. But you're brothers, so you have to support each other. I don't think my wife understood my concern. My brother would never leave this place. And just like I had thought, he stayed for a while. Kristen's food is so good. Really? Thank you. My wife never asks him to leave, and he always seems to enjoy his meals. I told my brother to get out of here, but he didn't listen to me. And when I talked to my wife about it, she said, "It's so lively and fun, isn't it?" I had no choice but to talk to my parents. They were furious and came to our house immediately. My brother was very surprised that my parents came. My father gave him a big lecture, and he finally felt sorry for what he had done. He told me that he was going to leave soon, and I was finally free from him. But the problem came after that. I had just returned home for the first time in a long time after a 3-day business trip. When I unlocked the door, my brother's shoes were not there. And there was no luggage in the guest room. Maybe he had left while I was on a business trip. Thinking so, I went to the living room and found a letter on the dining table. It must be from my brother. I picked up the letter and was absolutely stunned when I saw the contents. Sorry, I told Kristen that I was leaving, so she says she's leaving with me. No way, I muttered unintentionally. I rushed to my wife's room to find it deserted. To my surprise, my brother and my wife eloped together. No matter how many times I called or messaged my wife and brother, they did not respond. I slumped to the spot. The fact that my wife and brother were having an affair and that she left me for my brother were all so shocking and painful that I didn't think I could recover. I called my parents and asked them to come over right away, and I also talked to the police. But they said they couldn't file a missing persons report or anything, and I was unable to locate my wife and brother. My wife had apparently submitted her resignation while I was on a business trip, and they said she was gone from the company in no time. Soon after, my wife sent me completed divorce papers. I tried everything to find my wife and brother, but it seemed impossible, so I had no choice but to fill out the divorce papers and submit them. Now, my wife and I are back to being strangers. I don't want to go through such a painful experience anymore. The people around me also sympathized with me, saying that my wife was indeed too much. The only way to get rid of such a painful feeling was to work. With this in mind, I devoted myself to my work. 10 years passed in the blink of an eye. I was still working as hard as ever. Then one day, unexpected people came to my house.
Hey bro, we're back. We came here because we had nowhere else to live.
My ex-wife and younger brother had come to visit me for the first time in 10 years. What on earth were they up to? And this is our parents' house. How could they come here without embarrassment? I sighed. It's useless for you guys to come here anymore. But they didn't listen to me and tried to rely on my parents.
I am sure Dad will forgive us after 10 years have passed. Kristen's parents did not forgive us, so we could not go to her parents' house. But my parents should be fine, right?
My husband and I will be moving into this house. Those who are in the way should get out. I blew up at my ex-wife for saying such a thing. Don't you guys know? Mom and Dad are already living in retirement in the countryside. That's why this house is in my name.
Oh no! You live here all by yourself? That's not fair.
Who said I'm all alone?
Huh?
When I said that, my present wife came from the living room. Nice to meet you. I am Martin's wife. Just to let you know, I am a police officer. Police? I guess they didn't think I had a wife. But both my ex-wife and brother were surprised, and even more worried when they found out she was a police officer.
Bro, it was nice to see you after a long time.
Yes, it was. I'm relieved to see you're doing well. Saying that, the two of them tried to run away.
Wait a minute. You guys can live here if you want. Really? You're so kind, bro.
My ex-wife and younger brother stopped and rejoiced at my comment. It seems their simple personalities have not changed.
But only if you pay for the full renovation that starts in a few days.
Of course, that's impossible, isn't it? You're giving me high expectations.
You had an affair and left the house, then came back and now you're talking nonsense. I have suffered a lot because of your betrayal. I used that frustration as a springboard and worked hard, and now I'm even the general manager at the head office.
You're kidding, right? You've risen that high in the ranks?
Because I kept working after you were gone. What about you guys, for that matter? You quit your jobs, eloped, and now you're back because you don't have any money anyway, right?
That's... When confronted with the facts, my ex-wife and brother looked down. They had eloped, and were working part-time to make ends meet, but it was getting harder and harder. Then they couldn't pay the rent anymore, and they were evicted from their house.
I can recommend you guys a job. You're gonna try and cheat me again? That's fine.
Well, okay then. You can work as a live-in worker. When I said that, they both bit at the opportunity.
Really? Bro, hurry up and tell me more.
Apparently, they are seriously in dire need.
Well, I'll get in touch with the other side.
Saying that, I called a certain place.
They want you to come over right away. Well, I get the car, so let's go.
Okay, let's go. Then my wife and I got into the car and took my ex-wife and brother to a certain place. It is a farmhouse where my parents live. And my uncle lives in the farmhouse, too.
Is this it, by any chance?
Yeah, this is it.
Dylan, what are you doing showing your face here after all this time? And you betrayed Martin. I won't forgive you.
My father said this to both of them as we arrived. They were scared of my father, who was so angry at them. My wife and I left their belongings at my father's house and returned to the car.
Huh? Bro, where are you going?
We have no more use for you, so we are going home.
Well, good luck with your farm work.
Oh no. We left without them. My ex-wife and my younger brother were disciplined by my parents and my uncle. They are forced to work on the farm while being lectured every day. They are so exhausted both mentally and physically that both of their faces looked dead. I think it's really a good thing. I, on the other hand, live happily with my current wife. I will continue to live a long life with her, whom I can truly rely on.